JBNN keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share the news with someone today. Now on to the news. Stolen vehicle of St. journalist Barbara Gale found. The police have located the vehicle that was missing from the home of veteran journalist Barbara Gale when her body was discovered there on Tuesday. The Mercedes-Benz GLE was found abandoned along the Dyke Road in Portmore, St. Catherine, just a few meters from Gale's Caymanas Country Club estate home, the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, said. Describing the find as significant progress, the JCF is now urging anyone who may have information that can assist with the investigations to contact Crime Support 311, NIB tip line at 811 or the nearest police station. Detectives have stepped up their search of the suspect, who is said to be a resident of Gregory Park in the parish. The body of Miss Gale was found with multiple stab wounds at her home in the gated community of Caymanas Country Club estate on Tuesday. Her cell phone was also stolen by her attacker. Government officials, members of the judiciary, members of the media and others have joined in condemning the murder of the retired reporter. Man killed moments after arriving in Jamaica. A Jamaican man was shot dead in a hail of bullets in a brazen mid-afternoon attack on a busy highway in Kingston on Tuesday. Minutes after returning to the island from overseas, the police have confirmed. The deceased has been identified as Ron Campbell. Investigators are still trying to ascertain Campbell's age as well as his last known address. Police sources believe the deceased man is from a section of Western Jamaica. Our sources revealed that Campbell was recently deported. The killing occurred along the Sir Floydville Glassbowl Highway while he was on his way from the Norman Manley International Airport, where he disembarked a flight from Panama, according to Superintendent Tommy Lee Chambers, head of the Kingston East Police Division. He was on his way from the airport and his car was shot up, Chambers said. Investigators say people traveling in a vehicle approached the Jota taxi which Campbell was traveling and opened fire. 16 bullet impressions were seen on the windshield and the left passenger side of the vehicle. The Jota driver, who was frightened by the ordeal, escaped unhurt. The shooting caused a huge traffic pileup on the usually busy corridor. Investigators are trying to determine a motive for the killing. Policeman and inmate injured in Kingston Central Lockup disturbance. The Inspectorate and Professional Standards Oversight Bureau IPROBE and the Independent Commission of Investigations INDICOM have launched probes into the injury of a policeman and an inmate during a reported disturbance at the Kingston Central Police Lockup on Tuesday. It's reported that the incident occurred at about 9:20 p.m. after the police confiscated several illegal items. Police personnel attempted to control the situation, during which a police constable was injured on his left ear. One inmate suffered a head injury during the melee. Both men were taken to hospital for medical attention. Man accused of fraudulently selling land granted bail. A St. Catherine man who allegedly collected $750,000 for land he did not own was granted bail when he appeared in the St. Catherine Parish Court on Tuesday. 30-year-old labourer Leon Jones of Shenton, Bogwalk, St. Catherine, is charged with fraudulent conversion. When he appeared before the court, Senior Parish Court Judge Yvette Wentworth Miller granted bail in the sum of $400,000 with surety. The judge also ordered Jones to make restitution by January 31, 2025. It is alleged that in May this year, the complainant was tricked into paying down 50% of the $1.5 million requested for a plot of land in Bogwalk. The complainant made inquiries at the National Land Agency and the Inland Revenue Department and was reportedly told that the accused was not the owner of the land. Several attempts to get back the money proved futile, and the report was made to the police, leading to Jones's arrest. Judge says Matthew Hyde case had significant degree of brutality and cruelty in handing down of a 15-year sentence. Former University of the West Indies student Matthew Hyde, who tortured his ex-girlfriend after holding her captive for 3 days in his dorm room, sat for over an hour watching unflinchingly as he was sentenced to 15 years and 7 months imprisonment. The 22-year-old, who had been in custody since the heinous February incident last year which sparked public outrage, was sentenced to 15 years and 7 months for one count of causing grievous bodily harm with intent and 4 years and 3 additional counts of causing grievous bodily harm with intent. He was also sentenced to 5 years and 9 months for malicious communication, 1 year and 9 months for assault occasioning actual bodily harm, and 1 year and 10 months for false imprisonment. Justice Carolyn Ty Powell, in handing down the sentence, deducted 1 year and 10 months from each sentence for time spent in custody. The judge, in arriving at the sentence, gave Hyde a 15% discount for his early plea. The sentences are to run concurrently. This means he'll serve another 13 years and 9 months behind bars. Hyde, who pleaded guilty in September, not only used an electric iron to sear the complainant on her buttocks, her breasts, nose, lips, forehead, arms, cheeks, and both sides of her back, but also kicked her, pulled her by the ear, held her by the throat, and had beaten her with a belt. The second-year biochemistry student who had burned the complainant after ordering her to strip naked and allowing her to take cold showers at intervals had also taken pictures and video of the complainant and posted it on his WhatsApp status and also shared them with at least one person. Justice Ty Pauling, handing down the sentence for causing grievous bodily harm, which was the most severe count, opted not to impose a life sentence. Instead, the judge said that the terminate sentence was more appropriate as the case was not the worst of the worst. At the same time, she noted that the case had a significant degree of brutality and cruelty and that what Hyde did was horrifying. I have not come across another case of branding as this case may be described, or a case of torture as this case may be described, she said. 4 Hanover men lose murder appeal. 4 men were convicted for fatally stabbing 18-year-old Jovine Jones of Claremont, Hanover, 42 times on October 9, 2009, and dumping his body beside the river have lost their appeal to have their murder convictions overturned. The Court of Appeal described the murder as heinous and gruesome and emphasized that the deceased was essentially butchered. The appellants are Alex Hemmings, Travis Finlatter, O'Keel Scott, and Denny Williams of Claremont. Jones, who was also known as Tyson and Heartless, was stabbed 35 times to the front of the neck, and the other wounds were to the chest and left side of the back. The men have given caution statements in which they admitted that Scott stabbed Jones and they'll drag the body through bushes to the river. However, at the trial in the Hanover Circuit Court, the men, who were each 19 years old at the time of the offense, said that the police had assaulted and threatened them, and so they were forced to give the statements. They said in the statements, which are given in the presence of lawyers, that on the night of the murder, the deceased had confronted them about a missing gun and told them that men from the Bone Crusher gang were coming to shoot them up as well as their families. The men were convicted of the murder on November 21, 2016, and sentenced on January 9, 2017 to life imprisonment. The judge ordered Scott to serve 30 years before he was eligible for parole, while the other men were ordered to serve 25 years before parole. One of the grounds of appeal was that the judge erred in not upholding the no-case submissions and freeing the men based on the circumstances in which the caution statements were given. Lord Anthony Gifford KC and attorney-at-law Hugh Thompson, instructed by Gifford, Thompson and Shields, who represented the appellants, had also submitted that the judge should have left manslaughter for the jury's consideration in the case of Williams, Finlatter, and Hemmings. Crown Counsel Paula Sue Ferguson and Caroline White said in response that a direction in manslaughter would not have been appropriate because the evidence pointed to the men as accessories to the murder. The court, comprising Justices Paulette Williams, Carol Edwards, and Nicole Simmons, said that although Scott inflicted the injuries, there was no evidence that the other men distanced themselves from Scott's actions. The court, in dismissing the appeal, deducted 1 month, 2 weeks, and 5 days from the sentences for the time the men were in custody before they were sentenced. JBNN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.